Hello, everybody. It's Danielle with Wusa Holistic Health Coaching, back again to talk to you about a topic that is so exciting as it pertains to our mental and emotional health is really more of the focus. But it's because we're going to talk about mindset and how having a delusional mindset has saved me financially in the past and, well, many times throughout my life. So I just wanted to share because the other day I did another video talking about delusions and being delusional and all the things that I did in my life because I didn't really care what anybody else thought and they thought I was crazy, delusional, whatever word you want to use. And it all worked out fine. But this was a big year and I don't know if a lot of you might even not even been born yet or whatever, but I'm thinking it was like 2007 or 2008, somewhere in there. There was like that big financial crash and everything went straight into recession. Okay, this topic is so exciting for me because I kind of forgot about it. But then my family in the family chat the other night, they're like, man, every time I look at the news, Trump or whoever, they're saying, get ready, we're about to have a recession, we're about to have a recession. And I remember thinking to myself, what is it about me that I'm never like interested in participating in stuff like that? It's like the whole world goes crazy when they hear certain words and it's like they don't have a choice. Like, oh my word, everything's gonna get so terrible. So we're gonna have to think lack and we're gonna have to think scarcity, having no idea that that is the exact wrong thing to do. So when we think about money and we think about the frequency of it and we think of it as energy, money is not gonna be down in the same place as lack and scarcity. So if all you ever talk about is how broke you are, how you can't afford it, how I don't have enough, your brain is thinking she don't want no money. She don't even like money. All she talks about is the absence of it, so she likes that. So then we end up attracting more of a deficit in all kinds of areas of our life. A lack of this, a lack of that, a lack of the other, because we're always focusing on lack. So back then, I can remember I was working a lot back then in the salon. I owned the salon. And I remember that everybody was talking about the big recession. I can even remember customers would come in and they would say stuff like, how much is it for a service, like say a pedicure or something? How much do you guys charge for that? And I remember just saying whatever the price was. And I remember this lady going, are you crazy? This is a recession. And I remember my sister who was managing the salon and I just thinking that was so hilarious. Like, what does that have to do with our price? The price is the price, you know? Like, I can't change the prices of a service for people who need to get paid because somebody over here said that there's a recession. My brain doesn't work like that, apparently. And I just said to my staff, we literally had a staff meeting. And I'm like, you know what, guys? This is Danielle Nicole Hair Studio and we're not participating in this recession. We're not. We're not talking about it. We're not thinking about it. We're not acting like it. We're not behaving like that. We're going to stay so much in gratitude. We're going to stay in appreciation. We're going to focus on abundance. We're going to look at all the different areas of our life where there's plenty, and we're going to dream big and we're going to visualize and we're going to make our mouth and our thoughts match our desires. That was the year, guys, that my business in 1 year jumped 46, I think it was, percent, 1 year during one of the worst recessions ever. And so I remember clients were coming in and they were complaining about it and talking about how much they lost in the stock market and how this one lost their shirt. And this was like the topic that everybody was on. And I remember somebody getting really upset with me because I was like, really? I was just in New York City during the recession. The streets were packed. Everybody was out. People were spending money. Lines were long. Traffic was everywhere. And that back then, I don't even know if I realized so much about how attraction works as I do now. But it's kind of like what you focus on is what you notice. Because I was not focusing on lack and scarcity or any recession. I was just living life. And that's what I saw everybody else doing. They were living life. They were still in Starbucks. The line was still around the corner. The delis were still packed. You couldn't get into a restaurant. You couldn't hardly move down the street. There were so many people everywhere. And That's what I noticed, and that's what I focused on. And so that was my life experience during the recession. It was abundant. I made more money that year up until that time in business than I had previously. I just said, I'm not participating in this recession. I don't want to be a part of that. So if other people want to focus on brokenness, they can do that. But I don't want to do that because I don't like brokenness. I don't like not having the ability to take care of myself. I don't like not having the ability to take care of what needs to be taken care of. It has nothing to do with obsession of money. It has nothing to do with materialism or greed or any of it. It just has to do with, I don't like what comes with the rest of it. Because when you talk about scarcity and you have that mindset, there's other things that go with it that are also matching that same energy. And I don't want any of that. You know, so often people who struggle with lack and limitations and that mentality, they also have a lot of health problems because that same vibration is matching lack and limitation is things like grief and shame and guilt and all those other low vibrating places. Low money matches. If usually when people are happy and grateful and abundant and joyful and loving and they don't talk about, they're not so focused on what they don't have. They're more focused on what they do. So here's a tip that I learned from Robert Kiyosaki, who I love, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad. He said, why do we say stuff like, I can't afford it? He's like, what happens to your brain the minute you start talking like that? Your brain literally shuts down. The minute you say, I can't afford it, you just shut down. He said, just say, how can I afford it? Brain turns on, gets creative, juices start flowing, you start figuring out a way. The next thing you know, oh wow, I've got ideas. And those ideas turn into another way to create income for yourself or a way to make something happen because you didn't shut your brain down by saying, can't afford it. So I want you to be very mindful. If you don't take anything away from this conversation, except this, stop saying, I can't afford it. Stop saying stuff like, money doesn't grow on trees. I mean, okay, so maybe this is extra delulu. I don't know. But for me, I remember thinking this vividly, like, isn't money made out of trees? And isn't trees where we get paper from? And isn't that how they print the money? So actually money does grow on trees. The problem is we don't question anything. We don't question anything. Call it delusional, call it whatever you want. I just don't believe in certain stuff. Like, you know, what is it? Like, you got to work hard to have a dollar. You got to spend a dollar to make money. You got to have money to make money. There's like so many things that aren't true. I have made money without money many times just because my brain is kind of delusional and I believe it's possible. So it was possible. Yeah. Don't buy into this recession that's coming, guys. Just say, I don't want to participate. I don't want to be part of this recession. Other people can choose to do it if they want to, but I'm not choosing to it. I don't want to participate. You can be delusional like me. And it's way more fun. I think you might even like it. So that's my message for today. How being delusional actually grew my income and by a substantial amount in 1 year, just by not buying in. So tell me what you think of that idea. Tell me in the comments, what do you think of this idea? Do you think you can stop saying I can't afford it? Just stop talking like that and watch and see what you attract to your life. That is all things abundant and more things to appreciate. And just don't want to forget, also don't forget to woosah, because you still want to be calm because the body can't heal in an agitated state. And one of the things that can agitate people is being super stressed out about their finances. So it does not help. Being calm and chill and being focused on abundance and gratitude helps with that too. Because financial problems do cause some of the craziest health problems because of all of the stress. And we need to keep our nervous systems calm. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope you enjoyed as much as you liked our other conversation about being delusional and how it's helped me out in life. And I hope that you will try it too. Please like, subscribe, tell everybody else that you know about the channel, how you're enjoying it, and help me to grow this community because I'm really enjoying showing up with you. I feel like I'm coming to hang out with friends and I hope you feel the same. We will talk soon. Have a good night.